Breaking Silence is a revolutionary nonprofit that uses an interactive exhibit to bring the stories of survivors of interpersonal violence to life. While normally a tricky topic to broach, this exhibit will allow people to have a safe dialogue within the settings of their everyday lives, living rooms, bars, coffee shops, wherever they might be, encouraging everyone to truly break the silence. There are 3 exhibits you have the opportunity to walk through, with stories that include childhood sexual abuse, sexual assault, and domestic violence. People will hear the voices of those impacted by these crimes, while observing the space where the crimes took place.
He argued with me for hours at a time. Anything could start an argument. The pancakes weren't big enough. The apartment wasn't clean enough.
Within each story, you walk through 3 sections. Oftentimes, the beginning is the abuse and how it started.
When I was 8 years old, my cousin decided to make me an offer.
The first time he hit me, I was in shock. I can still remember the tingling sensation on my cheek.
The middle is when the abuse really starts to take hold of this person.
Hearing those words made something break inside me. Suddenly, my whole body started shaking, and I felt an uncontrollable need to just get out.
Or he would get out his knife, his weapon of choice.
And finally, the last room is how the person began the healing journey.
I survived something that I wish no one ever had to go through.
What happened to me as a child was not my fault.
Letting all of what had happened sink in for the very first time.
The experience is like no other. It truly immerses you into this person's life, allowing for empathy and understanding to be created. The purpose of walking through is that it not only allows people to experience the process of abuse, but to also experience the process of healing. By allowing the survivor to share what happened, we will intimately show the impact of interpersonal violence and bring a voice to those who have been forced into silence.
Coming away from this exhibit, I realized that survivors need their stories to be heard. And right now in society, the way that we deal with this, it's so taboo and nobody wants to talk about it because it makes them uncomfortable. And I think we need to do away with that and let people's voices and stories be heard.
It is our hope that Breaking Silence will create a society that no longer turns a blind eye to interpersonal violence, but stands strong with survivors and says, "I understand. I'm sorry this happened to you. I believe your story." If we can all learn to say those words, then we can start to change our society from an abuse culture to a healed one. Thank you for taking a moment to break silence.